Alright, we got some Penguin Zero, some Moist Critical. This is biggest hater ever.
This is a bit of an older story I want to cover today, but it's one that I still think of from time to time because of its absurdity. It's vintage, 2021, which in internet years is prehistoric, basically. It's fallen out of everyone's consciousness, and I need to do my due diligence to put it back, because man oh man is it a weird one. So let's dive in. It all
Charlie with a ponytail? Fuck, man.
started in early 2021 when a young teenage girl started to receive really mean text messages from an anonymous troll. And she was getting cyberbullied through these messages for quite some time. Her boyfriend then started to get the same messages. They were extremely personal, they were extremely nasty, constantly telling her to kill herself, this and that.
What?
And the mother got really upset at this because obviously, who wouldn't? Her daughter is being harassed by some weirdo degenerate. As I imagine any good caring parent would do, they see this kind of behavior and they start rolling up their sleeves, giving them one of these, why I oughta when I find who's behind this. So she starts to launch an investigation and work collaboratively with authorities to find the culprit. Who's behind this? Could this be the work of the infamous hacker known as 4chan? And they went on a hunt to track this person down because it didn't stop, and it was tons of messages, hundreds of messages, over a year's worth of harassment and 349 pages worth of DMs with this shit. And eventually the FBI got involved in this case to figure out who's doing this because it was so personal and so targeted and mean that they really wanted to figure it out. And this is all attacking a minor, too. So it was like stalking a minor, just harassing, unrelenting. And eventually the investigation concludes that it was the mother that was sending these text messages. She was running it all through a VPN to try and avoid being tracked down. So she had a real nefarious scheme here where she would just keep telling her daughter to kill herself and insulting her and the boyfriend. There was even this subplot that arose where she started to blame another classmate that could have been behind it. So she started to try and frame another child for this. It was fucking wild. And keep in mind, the mother was the one working so closely with the authorities to, I guess, throw them off of her trail. So this whole thing was kind of like that SpongeBob meme where it's like maniac on the loose and he's on the walkie-talkie with the maniac post behind him with his face on it. That was this case in real life.
7, the Isabella County mom who catfished her own daughter for almost 2 years is going to prison. Kendra Licari was arrested in December for stalking her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend.
Now, I didn't mention a moment ago, but
for fucking what? For what? Bro, what the fuck? Okay, I need to pick the brain of whoever the fuck.
I will now, that it was more than just sending those really nasty messages. Apparently, Kendra Licari would even send her daughter doctored photos of herself. I guess, like, with really mean shit on it. It didn't go into detail, but I read one of the reports that it was more than just text. She would send photos, too. So I'm guessing she would, like, Photoshop shit with her daughter in there to, like, bully her further off of it. It's so baffling.
For nearly 2 years, she sent hundreds of harassing and obscene messages and pictures to the teens every day. It wasn't until the mother of the boyfriend and Licari herself went to police for help. That's when they discovered Licari was the one sending the messages. Police also found...
You went to police for help? Yo, that... First of all, the fact that you're bullying your child and telling your child to KYS is crazy. Then you're bullying your child. You go to the police for help.
She tried to frame a third teen as the one sending those messages. Today in court, she was sentenced to up to 5 years in prison.
So she'll spend at least 19 months in prison for all of this. And what's even wilder is that there's still no explanation for why.
The fuck
what was her
that?
motive?
Yeah,
why would she do this? This is some huge fucking hater energy. She's waking up real early in the morning to have extra time to hate her own daughter. She would send up to 12 text messages a day. Every
12? You know how dedicated you gotta be to hate your own child? You that dedicated to hating. God damn.
Every day, all just shitting on her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. It doesn't seem like there's anything to gain out of this except for making your daughter scared and miserable and potentially traumatizing her, because her daughter is a very young teenager during all of this. So I can't imagine what her motivation was, and she's never explained or elaborated on what the plan was. So I've seen speculation that people thought this was maybe another, like, Munchausen by proxy situation. If anyone is familiar with, like, the Gypsy Rose case, you're probably familiar with that term. But I don't know if that would necessarily even apply here. I really don't know. Maybe it is the mom trying to, like, isolate the daughter somehow by making her afraid of all of her classmates, or maybe trying to push the boyfriend out of her life. The whole thing is just a giant fucking question mark of why would anyone ever do this? And she did this every day for over a year. This was part of her morning routine. Get a nice cup of joe and shit on your daughter. Why?
Watch the sunrise while sending your daughter fucking KYS messages. This coffee's so lovely today. You should for sure off yourself right now. Oh my God, I love this day. Like, you weirdo ass bitch. For a year, almost 2. It was over a year. Over.
Maybe a power thing? Like, maybe she was bullied in high school, so now she's trying to, do the same to, like, take that back. She's, like, passing the torch to herself to be the bully now. I don't get it. No one really does. And she has not said why. At least not from what I've found. All you can find is speculation and theories on what the motive could possibly be.
Isabella County Prosecutor David Barbary said this is one of the most confusing and complicated cases
This nigga look easy to draw.
he has had to deal with. Not only from the case itself, Kendra Licari harassing and catfishing her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend for more than a year, but also when it came to sentencing. When it comes to sentencing, they hope to let the victims have a say. But the 2 victims here, Licari's daughter, she's hoping for leniency. She didn't want to feel responsible for putting her mom in prison. The other victim, her boyfriend, their family wanted the book thrown at Licari.
That's another super fucked up component to all of this, because not only was the daughter the victim of this relentless...
It's like... So boom, right? Here's the thing. Your mom, for over a year, is harassing you and your boyfriend. Now boom, she gets caught. You gotta think about all the shit that you lose in this, bruh. You lose your mother. You know what I'm saying? You lose a mother who cared about you. She goes to prison. When she gets out, it's like, is there any rekindling that can happen from there? Highly fucking doubt it. Now, your boyfriend may not forgive her for the shit that she pulled. So say you forgive your mother, but he doesn't. You lose a boyfriend. Like what the fuck? How do you even deal with this after? How do you deal with something like this after that? Like, that's tough. That's really fucking tough. If you sit there and think about it, that's really tough. Before, after, and during. You gotta go through life knowing your mom was your biggest hater. Like, while she's in jail, she's in jail because your mom's in jail because she wanted to bully you and say hurtful things to you every single day. The town finds that out. Do you defend your mother? Do you belittle your mother? Do you not talk about it? Do you let it eat? Like, bro.
Harassment campaign from her own mother. But now her mother is going to be going away to prison because of all of it. So now she's going to be growing up without her mom around for quite some time. It's just a really sad situation. I don't know why the mom did this, and also why she refuses to elaborate on what she was fucking thinking. She openly admitted to all of it, and she apologized, saying she doesn't want to hurt anybody else, but she still has never said why she did it in the first place and continued doing it for so long.
Damn, bitch, you ain't even fight it.
I don't understand. Maybe she was like beta testing her shit talk for her League of Legends solo queue games, so she'd, like, use her daughter as a guinea pig. Like, let's see how my daughter reacts when I tell her this. Not enough tears. I'm gonna have to go harder. I need to make sure that all the dog shit players in my lobby feel really bad. I need to make sure my trash talk is S tier. But anyway, she pled guilty to 2 counts of stalking a minor, and she's going to prison for some time now. And it's just a really weird situation.
And it's like, you stalking it's your child. For over a year, like, literally. You have to sit there and think about that. You were that dedicated for almost 2 years. You did this every single fucking day. Your own, like, do you know how locked in on something you have to be? Do you know how locked in to do something every single day, at least 12 times a day for over a year? Do you know how obsessed with that thing you have to be? I don't work that much. I don't work out that much. Niggas don't even shower 12 times a day. What do you possibly do 12 times a day that's not voluntary? Like, the only thing you can really do that much, that times a day for that often is probably blink, breathe. You can't even use the bathroom that often, bruh. Blink, breathe. How?
Obviously, but it merely makes you think. Your biggest hater, who exactly are they? It could be anyone. And don't give me any of that mumbo-jumbo baloney about how everyone loves you. You don't have haters. You do. I'll hit you with the cold water. Even if there was a perfect person that existed, they would have haters because they are perfect. They would hate them for that. So no matter what, I promise you there are people that don't like you. And who are they? This story makes you think. Makes you sit back and go, it really could be anyone. What if the person that's replying to all of your tweets saying awful things like, "You're so short. Why'd you end up so short, dummy? You stupid face,
Dummy.
greasy little goblin man"? What if that person is actually my own mother or father? What if they're both in on it? What if they both have alt accounts where they're constantly spamming my shit, pointing out every insecurity that I could possibly ever have? Could be. You never know, as is clear here. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it.
See ya. WVid Penguin 0, WVid Moist Critical, WVid Guy.